What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Tony. We're doing another reaction video for a trailer, of course. Well, a teaser, to be quite honest with you, and I have been dying to see this fucking teaser. I've been impatiently waiting since it dropped, yesterday? Evil Dead Burn. Dude, if you're not familiar with the franchise, let's talk about it a little bit, right? So, for those of you that are, unaware, Evil Dead's been around forever, dude. Like, the first one came out, I think, in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. It's my favorite one. I love the first Evil Dead. Everyone loves Evil Dead 2. That's cool, too. Army of Darkness is great. And then comes Evil Dead the Remake, which is my least favorite in the franchise, but I still enjoy it. It's still an awesome movie. Evil Dead Rise then came out a couple years ago, back in 2022, I believe. And really the best way to describe these movies is it really is just about humanity versus Deadites and just pretty much anything that hell has to offer. If you really want to be initiated into the Evil Dead cult, what you got to do is you got to go watch the first film at the very least. And then you get the idea of what happens. It's basically about these people that find a Necronomicon, Book of the Dead, and they read from it, and then these fucking demonic spirits, whatever you want to call them, come out onto Earth. And they do things from taking over trees and raping women, all types of crazy shit, dude. Decapitating people, making fucking people lick knives. They're really, really graphic movies, dude, but I like that. And I like, too, that they're not so graphic that it's just so uncontrolled. It's like, people love to say these movies are gory, and I'm like, dude, they're not like Terrifier, though. These movies aren't gory just because. They're gory for a lot of reasons, actually. Like, the gore kind of makes sense here, and I love how these movies balance it. Each one is gorier than the last, but it's always balanced perfectly. They're just, really, these are schlockfest films. That's kind of the best way to describe them. They're just very bloody, very gory, but in an appropriate manner. Now, Bruce Campbell's a big part of the franchise. It used to be anyway. He was the star of the first three films. Now, as a kid growing up in the 90s, I saw Army of Darkness first. So, full disclosure, I didn't know that it was an Evil Dead film until I got older, and then I saw Evil Dead 1 and 2, and I was like, oh, okay, now I get what's up. Then I saw the remake and, enjoyed it. Saw Evil Dead Rise, again, enjoyed it. But it looks like we're getting a new one now, and we're also getting another one in 2028 called Evil Dead Wrath, which I don't know what the story is on that one. And I have read the story for the trailer we're about to watch, or teaser. I guess it's about a woman that's going to be fighting these things in a remote apartment or house somewhere, which is fine. I'm not too excited based on the story. However, the last one, they took it into a apartment building, and I actually enjoyed how they did it. I thought it was pretty cool. If they can manage to keep that tone and just kind of keep that effect and keep the spirit of the original film, but grow from it, then I'm all for it. So I'm hoping that's what they do here with Evil Dead Burn. But it sounds like, from what I've read on, we're going to continue the anthology style that they've been doing, because that's what they did with Evil Dead Rise. And so now this sequel follows, new characters, and that's what I guess they're going to do with each entry, is it's going to be anthology style. And that's totally fine. You don't really need to connect things for this to make sense. And plus, it all exists in the same universe, technically. Where these exist in terms of the old franchise, I don't know. I really don't know if this new franchise starts with Evil Dead Rise and then we get all these other ones, or what. I don't know what's canon, what's not. To me personally, the way it works for me is the first three are their own thing. There is the show Ash vs. Evil Dead. It's not bad. It's just, if you're like me and you like Bruce Campbell and you just wanted to see him kick ass one more time, that's where you go. But it's not a good story, dude. I never even finished it. I would argue that Evil Dead Rise was a better adaptation. There we go. It didn't have my boy Bruce in it, but it was way better than Ash vs. Evil Dead. I'm sorry to all you that love Bruce Campbell. Like I said, I'm a big Campbell fan myself, but that was not it for me. I just was not the biggest fan of that show. I love the movies, though. However, back to what I was saying. The first three, to me, are their own thing. The show is part of it, I guess, but basically, there's the remake that it's also its own thing. And then Rise just came out a couple years ago. To me, that is also its own thing. So I don't know if this movie really is going to fit. I know they're trying to make it all anthology, but the point I'm making to you guys is I really view these movies as a different entry in the same universe, but they're their own thing. There's, the first three is its own franchise. That's its own timeline. The remake is its own timeline. But the diehards will tell you it's all together, or maybe it's diverse. I don't know. I'm not that into the cult of the Evil Dead, but I love the movies. I like them all for various reasons. Some of them have faults. Some of them have, what makes them great. I just like them all collectively. I think there's a different reason behind each one why I like it. And a lot of it does have to do with the style that they shoot these films in. I mean, like I said, they're gory and they're bloody, but it's for a reason. So enough of me talking, because you guys hear me talk all the fucking time when I do these. I probably talk more than I actually watch it, but it's also to make up for the fact that our teaser is very short. I'm letting you guys know this right away, right off the bat. This teaser is like a minute. And I think it really is more like a, hey, just something to give you like a little tasty taste until we get the actual trailer that comes out. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. We're off to the races. Okay. Someone somewhere is getting fucked up. You can just tell. I was 100% right. That's actually quite frightening. Jesus Christ. Run, bro. Run. Oh, that's terrifying, dude. This has all the, like, home invasion feel with deadites. Oh, shit, man. He is just not playing. Ragdolling it. Oh, goddamn. Oh. You better run, dude. Dude, shit's just falling apart. Bodies are flying everywhere, dude. Evil Dead. Oh, shit, dude. Run. That was pretty terrifying. Not gonna lie, that was just insanely terrifying. I almost said extremely, but we're right there too. That was actually kind of a scary intro. I like that. That's something that I feel is lacking from this franchise. When I say that I love it, I mean that. I really do love this franchise, but it's one of those franchises where it benefits from comedy or just being straight terrifying. That's one of the big differences between the first two films. The first film is a horror film. The second one, yeah, it is, but it's really slapstick. It's comedy, and that's the point. Like, that's what they were going for. And, like, dude, that works. This is a franchise where it can be funny or it can be horrifying. However, I would, just me, so please don't fucking throw a temper tantrum, but I really don't think that these films have been scary in quite some time. Honestly, yeah, you know, now that I think about it, I really don't think there has been a scary one since the first one. Like, none of them have scared me like the first one did. So I'm hoping that this, like, just from that, what we just saw, that little part, dude, that was enough for me to be like, what the fuck? What kind of shit is going on here, dude? I want to see it, though, man. I like that. I like that there's that terror element, dude. Like I said, it's been missing. I want to be scared and laugh at the same time, I guess. Like, you don't need comedy, but make it scary. Quit telling me it's scary, but it's just gory and fun. Because, like I said, I love these movies and I have fun with them, but I want it to be scary again. And I think a lot of that has to do with if you're a horror fan, you probably don't get scared by much. I would say that's a fair statement. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many movies really don't scare me. Like, in actuality, dude, I think the last film that truly terrified me was probably Lights Out from, like, what, 2014 or 15? That movie scared the shit out of me, dude, but it's because I have a fear of the dark. It's kind of a psychological thing since I was a kid. Yeah, movies don't scare me, man. And so, like, I do go into these expecting them not to be frightening, but this would be cool. Just this trailer alone, dude, that was good. That was enough for me to, like, I can't wait. But that being said, the big question is, are we seeing it in theaters? I just don't know. I got to see a trailer to really determine if that's the route I'm going to take. But what do you guys think? Evil Dead Burn. Are you going to go see it when it comes out? Are you also excited for Evil Dead Wrath, dude? I'm excited that we're getting spoiled like this. This is awesome. But anyways, comment below, let me know. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of this mug right here. Otherwise, in the meantime, folks, remember to stay rad.